All right. Two truths, one lie.
I've never shaved my beard. I've eaten over approximately 5,000 calories in one day. I have a 50 states quarter collection.
I have been kicked out of a bowling alley. I have been kicked out of McDonald's. And I have been kicked out of a movie theater.
Oh man, that is believable. Those are all
man,
believable. Those are all believable.
I was like, this is a good one. This is a good one to do. Because
All right.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. I am your host, Bill. Along with me are the brothers, co-hosts, and friends, Eddie and Dean.
Yes, sir.
This week, we go over our week observations, another awesome big three. Dean gives us the underbelly of this world with Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. And we finish, as always, with my balls. Bill's balls games.
Wait, I want to see if we get a little. You're gonna show us a little underbelly, Dean? Stand up. Give us that underbelly.
I didn't wash mine soon.
I didn't shave, so
So many fuzzies.
So I'll go first because I don't really have that much this week. I'm on spring break, coming to you live from Orlando.
Show us your tits. We're getting underbelly and tits tonight, folks.
Those are not tan. Very white. So yeah, not a lot this week. Just been relaxing, very unprepared. But it's been a good week. So
Sounds nice.
that has been my week. Eddie, what zany things have you been up to?
I'll tell you, man. I've been on a hot streak last couple weeks. I've been at two separate arcades, one being a Chuck E. Cheese, the other being a water park arcade, where I've set the high score in the football game. You know, where you throw it through the top, middle, and lower one.
Yeah.
And my younger son, John, he is looking at me like a hero, man. You know,
It's like the accuracy, the pinpoint.
just hitting those 50-yard long shots each time.
He's like,
setting
he's
the
dropping
record.
shots out here.
I don't have the heart to tell him. You know, I'm sure they reset the high score every day.
Yeah, probably.
You know, because it wasn't that hard to beat at each one.
You're like, I hit 3 out of 10. So.
Yeah, just drilling it. But I, you know, if you go and check, I mean, if it's still there, I mean, I was hitting that high score. People thought I could have been the next Elway Marino. You know, nowadays the kids like Mahomes. I mean, I'm right there, bro. I'm right there. Yeah, I've been on vacation.
38-year-old rookie.
37. Thank you.
37.
37. Can you imagine? But I mean, thinking about sports, it was like 2 weeks ago. I'd meant to bring this up. You guys at least saw, if not heard, you know, the Celtics had sold for $6.1 billion in late March to a new owner. And I just thought it was a question I had heard, but I thought it'd be a good one to bring up for us was, you know, if there was a franchise you could buy, not our hometown franchises, any sports franchise, what would be the one to buy? I mean, what would be the coolest one, or what would be the best one? I guess I'll start because I've thought about it a little bit. I mean, one would probably be like, obviously football centric, but I mean, other sports are very tempting. Maybe like the Miami Dolphins, great spot. They seem to make money, even though it's Florida, so they're still into football. I mean, you wouldn't want to get like the Marlins, right? But Miami, that'd be a sweet place to just own a team. And then outside of the box, I was like maybe owning like an F1 team just to live that lifestyle. I mean, I don't know if they even really make that much money because it's all like a status thing and they just pay out a bunch. But I mean, just to live it up like that, like those guys, that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be pretty sweet.
I mean, obviously, if we had our druthers, we'd pick one of our teams.
Right, of course.
But, that's why you go outside. Go outside of that.
Yeah.
What would be cool? Yeah.
I don't know. You said Miami, but I think the first team that popped in my head was like Tampa Bay because it was the same thing. Like it's in Florida. It's there's no taxes also when you're there. So I mean, you're kind of making more money in the general sense, I suppose. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I really can't think of any other.
Chargers would be kind of cool. I mean, I know they're in LA.
That's the only thing is I was thinking I guess I'm thinking too much into it instead of it just a cool thing to buy. I'm thinking like financially what would make sense.
Well, sure. I mean, it all goes together.
Because there's the taxes are so high,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it'd probably be like Tampa or maybe like one of the baseball teams, maybe like the Nationals or something, like somewhere off on the West Coast that's not in California.
The Nationals are kind of
they're in DC. They're in DC, aren't they?
Yeah,
I was thinking Washington, the state.
Gotcha.
Seattle, Seattle.
Some West Coast, like
the Mariners, like the Mariners. Let's go with the Mariners.
Or the Orioles, West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. Yankees would be
Patriots
really cool. To be the West Coast. Is there a team in Maine? I'm not sure.
The Braves.
Somewhere warm.
The Braves crossed my mind also because I was a
Toronto.
Right.
And they've
I think I would. I think I'd buy a team on the East Coast, probably like the Padres or the Angels.
Dean's like, all right, we've done it.
Yeah, he's like, stop now.
I get it.
I think I would buy the Packers and then move them to like Anchorage,
just to make them mad,
and then sell them.
Yeah, salty.
Just so mad I can't stand them. First one that came to my mind was the Raiders.
Yeah.
With them being in Vegas. I think I would if it were up to me, it'd be sweet to buy the Red Wings, but
for sure.
Or like I think if I couldn't buy the Red Wings, I would buy the Kraken. I just like their whole like color scheme and like I think their
East Coast
cool.
vibe.
That was the NHL. That was the NHL team that popped in my head too. Was the Kraken?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if I'd buy a baseball team. I don't know if they make money at all.
I worry about
you gotta spend.
They do. I just saw a list of like payroll to profit, and the Tigers were like 12th or 14th. Like they've profited, like their payroll to profit is like 49%. So they're right around half. So they're making money, right? But I guess that's just payroll. That doesn't include the other stuff. But when you get down to staff and executives, how much more are you really spending?
Plus the minors and all that stuff.
And I worry about baseball because it feels like the sport that's growing the least. The NBA is right there. But I mean, hockey's fun. It seems like if you're in the right city, like I wish I didn't dislike the Maple Leafs because that would be an awesome team to have.
Montreal.
Yeah. Oh, dude, one of them Canadian teams. Yeah, that'd be sweet. But yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it'd be an interesting thing to ask because I was like, man, $6.1 billion for the Celtics, and it's like it only gets crazier and crazier as more time goes on. But
or like move to like Europe and like buy like Manchester United or Manchester City or something like that.
I mean, that's an option too for that. I mean, that would be sick.
That'd be. I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, but that's like a real. You know what I mean? That's like where the real money is that you don't really hear about in America. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Over everywhere else, that's the biggest sport in the world.
India's cricket team.
For sure.
If it were for me, like MLS would be Inter Miami, for sure.
Well, yeah, if you had to get an MLS team, I ain't getting Columbus Crew. I'll tell you that.
You're trying to pretend to lose money, then sure. Let's get an
that
MLS.
Let me get the LA Spark.
I got it for $600K.
You know, I'm a big
Or the
Chicago
Fever,
Sky
dude. They got
fan.
Caitlin Park. Exactly. Angel Reese, dude, I would hate to be the Chicago owner. Angel Reese trying to get a raise out of you. Look at all my double doubles. Like, okay,
from her own rebound.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy to get a double when you're just shooting it and missing and getting the rebound
under the basket.
Dude, those. I mean, you've got to have seen those then. Those TikToks.
Oh
reels.
yeah, all the time. Yeah, no,
some of those just crack me up. That dude that like
so
yells.
funny.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, yes, or something.
Boom! Yeah.
That is so good. Anyway, that's what I had.
Nice.
Dean, week 3. What do we got?
It was pretty wacky.
Yes.
No, nothing really, man. I went golfing, did okay, better than expected for sure. There was something else I can't really remember. Oh, I got a flat tire on Tuesday, and I told you about this already, but I was during work, so I was in my work vehicle, and I was 5 minutes from my first stop. And so, and then I'm just on this back road kind of that was just filled with potholes, and I don't know. I thought I dodged them all. And the next thing you know, the vehicle's shaking and my tire pressure says 0. So I called my boss and he's like, all right, well, I'll look into it. And they sent somebody out there. It took them an hour to get to me. And, you know, when you send somebody to change your tire, you expect them to show up in like a pickup truck that's like, labeled like, Bud's truck showing, you know what I mean? Like Marshall's,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something like this guy with like tools and, everything that you would need. Like he doesn't have to ask me for anything. This guy shows up in this little baby station wagon, right? Like it kind of looked like Bill's old Omni, but like a little longer, and it had a little sticker on the side that said Sunshine Services. And this dude gets out. He's wearing sandals. He's got piercings all over his mouth and ears and his face. I'm like, okay. And then he keeps telling me, he's like, can you believe I'm 62 years old? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I was like, it doesn't seem like you're trying to be 62 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say that to him, but I was like, oh, well, clearly you're not trying to be. And then he's like, do you have like a hammer? And this, like, he's asking me for tools and like how to get the tire down from underneath the vehicle and stuff. I'm like, dude, like, aren't you supposed to like be the guy for this? Like, if I could do it, if I had his jack, I would have just done it myself. But it's like all I had was like that little turn thing, and I was like, I'm not doing that, dude. I was like, I'm not paying for it. So, but
exactly.
But yeah, no, that was an experience. And then the guys at work were just like, you got hosed, man. There's no way you should have been sitting there for 2 hours.
2 hours?
I was there for 2 hours in total.
How long was it till the guy got there?
An hour. And then it took him an hour to change it. And he kept stopping. And he kept like stopping. Then he'd put his hands on his hips and look at me and go, and I was like, hey, yeah, take your time, like. I don't have anything else to do.
How does a professional show up and take an hour to change a tire?
Well, literally while he was doing it, he was like, yeah, they haven't sent me out to do a tire change in a while. And I'm like, no shit. That's obvious. That's obvious, bud. And I ended up helping him get the tire off. And then, eventually he got it changed. So, yeah, that was fun. So that was my week. My wacky and zany week going on.
Dean's wacky week.
I actually do have something real quick to bring up because you brought up golfing, and down here went golfing. This is a little side story, but it was like $95 to play this course, and we get out there and the course was like probably Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't
Not
good at all.
$95.
It just no, it would in Michigan it would be like
like
a
$30.
50, like $45, $50 at most.
Wow.
And yeah, dude. So it was very upsetting. But it got with the Masters this week. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but it made me think about like it came up with a scenario where if you could go against the leaders, we'll just say 1-on-1 at Augusta, final day at the Masters. I think you might know, yeah. And he had to play the whole 18 from tee to green. All you had to do was putt.
I asked this question a while back, but yeah, continue.
Did you really?
Oh, like a long time ago. Yeah, I knew exactly where you're heading with that.
It's a long time ago.
I just saw.
I think we were doing the sports
I
talk
remember.
episode.
Well, it's my turn now. Okay.
To answer it, shorthand, no, I don't. I don't think I can. I don't think I can beat him just putting.
Well,
Those
that's
greens
the
are
thing,
insane.
I could.
I would 8-putt. It would be awful. It would be the worst.
Those
thing I could
greens aren't
probably-
that crazy.
from the edge of the green.
Those greens are so much faster than anything I've ever played in my life.
Just slow
Give
your
it a
putt
lot.
down.
They're a lot nicer though. So, but still,
Yeah, that would make up the strokes.
those
right there.
those pin placements are insane.
Just your first drive. You're like your first putt. You're like 15 feet away. The second putt, you're like 6 feet away, and he's on the green.
Yeah,
How about
exactly.
this? How about this? I mean,
He'd be in
what's
the
the
hole before I
cut? What's
finished.
the cut line? We all agree we were not beating,
Not in
the
an
person who's
18
gonna
hole.
win.
Yeah, not in an 18 hole match.
right? We're just not good enough.
I mean, I'm pretty good. but
And you're starting from the edge of the green. I mean, most pros are at minimum 2 putting.
the
minimum
farthest
2 putting.
point of the green.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. You're at minimum 2 putting if you're great.
Yeah.
Most of us were lucky to get a 3 on a par 4 big green. Very lucky.
Very.
Like you have to get. So can you make the cut line? That should be where most of us are at. Like, could you make the cut line?
If he gives me strokes, there's a shot.
Well, no,
he's
I
gonna give
mean-
me strokes. I'm just putting.
I don't think they're doing it. I don't think they're giving you strokes at the Masters, my man.
Well, if I'm just putting anyway.
That would
I've been
be
on
an
greens
interesting.
Yeah, I've been on greens that I thought were incredibly difficult, and I was like, "There's no shot." Like I can't even imagine what those are like.
What that is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah,
think you can
no,
make the cut, Bill?
I don't think you do.
Could you
I
make
don't,
the cut?
dude. You got to figure.
Depends on what the cut is.
You're hoping to 3-putt.
Yeah. Well,
You're
if you
hoping.
3-putt, you're definitely
Hoping.
good to go. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
are
hit
you
your birdie,
are you getting 4? Are you getting it in 4 most of the time?
You hope you're
I'm
on the
getting
edge
it
of the
in
green.
6 or 7 most of the
Let's
time.
just say if you're at par, I would say the cut line probably +2. Could you go +2 or lower?
I'd be the first one to tin cup putts. You know, another one. I'm just dropping them on the edge of the
You're
green.
doing drops.
I can't make it.
Getting into the water.
They're like, why? What are you doing?
Sir,
We've
you're
already given
upsetting
you
the other
500
patrons.
yards. I don't know what else to give you here. You're taking drops on the green. I get a club length, right? This is
Yeah. Where's the gimme?
It's the shaft, right?
You
The
feel-
leather.
I'm good. That's good there, right? I'm good.
Can I pick it up? Like you're 40
you know
feet
what?
away.
You're like, you know what? Go ahead. You're already 8 over. So
Yeah.
on this hole, you're on your 10th putt.
So
Dude, just
I mean,
pick it
yeah,
up.
that was a win scenario. None of us even. I know I wouldn't make the cut. I don't come close to playing enough to where I could consider that I could make the cut. But you guys play a lot, so that's why I was curious about you guys. Could you make the
All
cut?
right, so you
Say it's
think
+3.
you have- I think you have a chance. I think you have a chance if you have a caddy and you get all the practice rounds that you can get. Then I think you might have a shot a shot at maybe making the
If
cut.
you're getting really good reads, like if you're depending on my own green reading ability, then yeah, no, it's over.
Yeah.
There's no shot. But
I
if
might
you have
shoot.
somebody,
I might shoot a 95.
I might still shoot a 95. Now, if I got somebody reading the green, I mean, that's obviously a lot. That's a huge help. Somebody that knows the slopes and where to hit it.
Oh yeah.
Cut lines plus 10. I'm your caddy.
So-
And I don't even get my glasses.
I think we're making. It.
They would make. They
You're
would
carrying my
make us,
bag. It's just a putter in it.
they would make us the last tee time so that everybody could leave. Before we
Everybody can
finish.
roll out.
They're like, you're paired up with Rory, just so
But
you know.
that would probably be in the top 5 most interesting ones to watch.
Oh yeah.
The regular
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
trying to putt
Yeah.
it to make the cut.
It would be interesting.
Yes, because everybody would want to know. Because it's like, if that guy could do it.
Right.
Forget owning a sports team. I'm just gonna buy a PGA event and then just do that.
Kid.
Well, you're gonna have to have an open like 2 weeks before for all the randos that want to try and do it, and then you take like the top 5, and then they can play.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
dude, that'd be sweet. That'd be so
That would garner some interest.
Honestly, that's the way to go. Is not do that, but like instead of buying a franchise, buy one of the major golf venues.
Like the waste management.
Augusta, like can you buy Augusta and
I
live
love
that
them.
out?
I don't think they let us on the course.
They wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Yeah, no.
I think we're a shade too dark.
Like,
for Augusta.
Aren't you supposed to be carrying that man's bags?
Exactly. No, I'm the putting guy. I'm just
The drinks are over there. Carry them.
I'm the guy that won the putt off
Yeah, I'm the putt
over at Augusta Recreation.
Augusta Recreation.
Okay, so all right, that's sorry, Dean, I forgot that you had asked that.
It's fine.
We can bring it up once a year, man.
I don't remember the questions we asked last week.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Well, what I do
Every week,
remember,
new week.
what I do remember is every week we do
Woo.
Eddie presents Build Your Big Three. Take it away.
All right, man. Yeah, this week we are building Build Your Big Three favorite super villains edition. For those who don't know, Build Your Big Three is a snake style draft where we draft up 1, 2, 3, then back down 3, 2, 1 till we build our big three. This week, again, we're building our big 3 super villains. The order is Bill, Dean, then myself. Bill, round 1, pick one. You're on the clock.
Yikes. So I didn't really. It's a terrible one for me to go first.
Well, you should have a good first pick here, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You can go with
If you're unprepared, first pick's the best one to have.
yeah. We'll just go
just say
with. We'll just go with Bowser.
Oh, I love it. That would have been an
Good.
amazing
Actually,
choice.
It is my choice.
It is?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bowser.
Wow.
round 1.
The guy
pick
never
one.
dies. The guy
He
never
never
dies.
dies.
He's always getting the lady.
He gets beat up by a small plumber guy all the time.
But he's always there.
Dude, if you're getting cooked by a short plumber,
He's got to eat mushrooms to get big, and he's not even bigger than him still.
He's been around for years.
He has been.
and
30
voiced by
years
Jack
plus.
Black in the movie, which
Yes.
I would say is a bonus.
Yeah, that was a
Has his own solo song.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
don't
that is
hear-
a great first pick for a favorite.
You don't
supervillain.
hear Thanos singing.
Well, no, but we know who Dean's going with next.
Joker.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah. Specifically, if you want to, I would say either the animated version or Heath Ledger's Joker.
The Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he voiced the Joker for, I think he still does whenever they do an animated.
He's done it for some of the video games too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, that's like an iconic voice for that
No
character
doubt.
specifically.
I thought for sure, Bill, you were just going to say that because that would have been the easy first choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that what you were going to go with before we were all on your Bowser pick?
No, I actually. Oh, I don't. We all know super. I didn't know what it's kind of like the whole superhero thing. I didn't know what the basis was for supervillains.
That's why I went
Like-
with favorite. Like who's
that's
your
fair.
favorite one? Yeah.
Well, then
I'm
it would be
curious
Bowser.
if you're going to
for
pick
sure.
my third pick, if it's still there. I'm curious when you guys will pick it.
Well, I got two coming up. Lots of great choices.
There's a
left
lot.
on
Yeah,
the
there's a
board.
lot.
There really is.
There really
I'm gonna
is,
go
yeah.
with I mean, these all should be personal favorites, so I am going with one here, especially with Joker off the board. Obviously, I got to go with Venom. As a kid, I mean, the movies are cool too now, but
Right. Well,
I always
now
like
he's more
Venom.
of a anti-hero more than he is a
True.
villain. But,
But as
back
a-
in the day, he was always a villain.
I liked him more than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
He's cooler looking. Yeah,
Oh, dude,
for sure.
Yeah.
The
So I'm
merch
gonna
was
go-
off the chain, dude.
Venom there, and I wanted to go with a different one, but the way Bill's going, I had another one here that I was hoping to make the list. I got to go with Shredder.
That was my pick 3.
Is that
I wasn't-
That was
I
it?
wasn't sure
Oh,
if anybody
snaked
would
it.
pick it or not. That's
Snaked
good.
it from
That's
you.
good. You did
Shredder,
snake it.
excellent pick.
So it
Obviously,
wasn't coming back to you. That was my wild card.
Round 2, pick 1. Shredder, picked only by me.
It's true. It's true. I gotta give it to you.
Yeah.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah,
I have a ton on here.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I went with Joker. Whew, man, because like you can either go with like somebody in my eyes would be like iconic because there's like 3 on my list that are like iconic or guys that are just like I just really liked as a kid.
Sure.
But I like the other ones, but they're just like man.
What's your favorite? Which one do you like more than the others?
Fine. I gotta go with the Green Goblin on this one.
Ooh,
Norman Oswald.
I love the pick.
I loved. I mean, he was sick, man. The
Well,
suit,
that was-
the board. I mean, that was cool.
I mean, he was cool, and he was cool even before the movies. I
Yeah.
remember I liked it. It was weird. Spider-Man was one of those guys where you start liking some of the villains more than the superhero. Venom, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Well, Hobgoblin was always kind of an anti-hero, right?
Sure.
Like he was pissed off at Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's
He's just in that realm, but it was like, dude, I kind of like
Yes.
those guys more.
Yeah.
And the
A little
toys
bit.
were cooler.
Yeah, for sure. The toys were way cool.
Yeah.
Because you got more. You got get all the
Yeah,
shit.
you got the extra stuff.
You got the extra stuff. Not sold separately.
Because
I
couldn't
could
get the.
I'd make my own spider webs,
No.
I was shooting them out like a
no,
real
Mary
you know?
Jane, watch out!
Oh, she got
Dean's
webbed.
Purple Spider-Man. Oh, that's great.
That's good. That's good.
Bill, round 2, pick 3.
Well, I'm just gonna go with one that I've always based off the movie, Penguin.
Penguin. Definitely on the list. Not as
I like
much from.
Penguin.
Yeah. What do you like about
Penguin's
Penguin?
good.
I mean, it's just based off the movie. Well, I actually like the Penguin from Adam West's Batman too. Like I thought he did. I don't remember his
Are you
name. but-
thinking Danny DeVito mostly though?
Yes, yeah, Danny DeVito.
He's
I
good.
like him. I like the comic Penguin. So
Animated.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't even thinking. I mean, Joker is definitely like
he's
like
the
my
most
first-
iconic Batman villain for sure.
right. Yeah.
Well-
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I mean, to me, he wouldn't have made my original list, but the Penguin show
Mm.
with
Colin
Colin
Farrell.
Farrell is so good, and it's only elevated that character. I mean, he was a great villain before, but I just obviously because I mean, all you guys, but I know Bill and I for sure watched a ton of Batman Returns.
Right.
And the Penguin was obviously the main guy. And that was just, it's etched in your brain. But I really have loved the new series and just more depth. He's, it's a good show and it makes you like him more, I guess.
Honestly, I feel like Batman had like the most villains of all the superheroes. Like you could make a list. We could have done this just on Batman villains.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like most of my list, honestly, is Batman villains. Just from off the top of the head what I was writing down, but
For sure.
All right. And this one, I don't know if anyone has this on here. Shang Tsung,
Mm,
Mortal Kombat.
great one.
Mortal Kombat.
Great one. No, I did not have that. Great choice.
So obviously, grew up with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat movie he was good in. Love him in the video game. So, yeah, Shang Tsung.
Dude, if you figured out the buttons, he was almost like a cheat code to have as your guy in the video
Back,
game.
forward, upright, left, right. Damn it!
My buddy Garrett knew like every combo for every play. I used to watch him play when he lived with me for 3 months, and I would watch him just put combo after combo. I'd be like literally like 25, 30 hit combos on people. I'd be like, dude, like I don't know. He just stop, pause it, and just look, and then he'd just have it, and you just do it over. You know what I mean? Anyway. Whew.
Well, dude, I always play with Kung Lao. I don't know why.
With
Yeah,
the
the
hat.
hat.
I was always a Scorpion,
Sure.
I was always
Sure.
Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, yeah, Raiden.
Sub-Zero
Yeah,
as a
right.
kid was my favorite. But then as the Mortal Kombat games got more advanced, got to Xbox and stuff, I went Kung Lao. I think maybe the combos were easier. I don't know. But I liked it more.
For sure. No, I used him a bunch too.
Yeah.
Have we done a big 3 video games?
We're gonna have to next week, baby.
I
Tune
like
in.
that.
Should we separate it to systems and go
Can.
from there? Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. That wasn't enough
Right.
time for me to decide my third pick. There's a lot of options. There's the ones that went off the board that I wasn't expecting.
I've locked in my third if you haven't picked it. If you don't pick it here.
I'm about to just let you pick it. I give us a timer.
Can't do it.
Oh man, that is tough because I can either go with pure power, the strongest villains, or I could go once again with probably one of my favorites. But a lot of people consider him not really a villain anymore because recently in the movies he's been more. I'm gonna take Magneto.
Take him.
As my third pick.
Yeah, that was it. That was the one.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
well. The people when I was looking it up, people were saying that he's not even a villain. He's been basically an X-Man for the last like 8 movies. It's like, I mean, fair, but that's not. He was always a villain and always against.
But again, I
And
mean,
he still
all-
is even in the movies
all those things just added depth to the character,
for sure.
and it makes him
agree.
more of a favorite.
Mhm.
And his
I agree.
power is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, what couldn't you do with that power? Every time I'm in an elevator by myself, I pretend I'm Magneto.
Just hand up.
I'm not lying. I do like one of these things.
Door shut. You're like,
I do it. I do something like, yeah, no, I do. I just, it's at minimum in my head if I don't do it physically. He lives with me. But yeah, I would have with Magneto also. Excellent pick.
He's a great villain.
Excellent pick. Yes. So I'm gonna have to close this thing out. To me, there's no other choice.
Harley Quinn.
If
I get it.
Magneto's out. I mean, come on now. I didn't say hottest. I'm going with. I'm gonna go with Mr. Edward Nygma, the Riddler. I don't. Jim Carrey did a great job, but the movie was not where it should be. Like the Riddler should be such a great villain, and I think they're building it in the new one. We'll see. But I've always been really I like the way that's set up. It's just like it just hasn't played out.
Yeah, I like what they did in the Robert Pattinson version.
Yeah, for sure.
What's his name? Something Dano. I can't.
Paul Dano.
Paul Dano. Yeah,
great actor.
Really great job doing that.
Paul Dano's awesome. But yeah, I mean, they've done so much with Penguin stuff that's probably going to be more Penguin centric because of the series and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that brings me down. I'm like, dang, man, because with Paul Dano and the way they had set it up, I'm like, dude, we got something really going here.
Yeah.
But Penguin, I mean, they're really doing it up there. So I'll go through our list of big threes while you guys think of some honorable mentions. Bill had the first pick, so I'll start with his list. Bill, with the first pick, went with Bowser, then Penguin and Shang Tsung. Dean had Joker, Green Goblin, and Magneto, and I had Venom, Shredder, and the Riddler. Dean, give us a good honorable mention here.
Oh man, I've got lots of honorable. The most iconic Superman villain, Lex Luthor. You know, if you're gonna pick a Superman villain, Darkseid from the Justice League show. I mean, he was supposed to be. He's the biggest. Ultron. I mean, I could keep going, but Ultron.
Yeah.
Bane, shit like that.
Of course. Bill?
Thanos.
I left it for you.
Thank you. I'm pulling it up right now because this is the only one. Dr. Eggman.
More relevant now than a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
No, mine's like mostly video game stuff, but
still, they've all come movies now.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones.
Excellent choice. I mean, that's great, man. I had obviously Loki is a lot of people's favorite villain. Another one that was in the same vein of what I said earlier, Carnage from the Spider-Man ones. And lastly, that I was kind of out of the box on this. The Governor from The Walking Dead. I thought he was a really good villain. I loved it in the show. I know he was huge, equally as huge in the. They don't call it comics, but in the comic series too. So, no, excellent big threes, guys. Favorite supervillains. Knock it off the list. Next week we'll get into some video games, huh? Start with regular Nintendo and go from there.
I like it. Oh, of course I have third pick.
Yeah, next week. You're at the end next week.
And I'll give you a hint.
I played my first pick today. My first pick I already played today.
One more honorable mention, Sinestro, Green Lantern's villain.
You know who's also kind of in there, who's had a movie, and I don't really love it, but because it's The Rock, Black Adam.
Yeah, I saw that. They're turning all these villains into anti-heroes, though.
Vince McMahon.
You're just going through the hit list, huh?
Yeah.
Hopefully he
Pat
doesn't give me. Hopefully he doesn't give me the Big Show. Not the person. It's what he keeps in his
John
closet.
Laurinaitis.
He's gonna shove the Undertaker in me. Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Hulkamania coming straight to that.
We'll talk about this after. I had something to say, but I'm like, that's for after the show.
So, all right, awesome big three. Let's keep this thing moving and stay dark.
Dark side.
Stay evil. With another Dean's conspiracy theory of the week.
No.
That's the sound I made on the golf course too, which was helped by secondhand
During my
birdies.com. the official sponsor of the Wake Up Podcast, handling all your golf club needs without breaking the bank.
I love being
They are a
associated with that.
family-owned business who specializes in taking any and all golf gear and clubs and refurbishing them back to their old glory, while also including club head covers and possibly a bag or two if you get there in time, which are marked on the site with a quality club rating from 1 to 5, 5 being almost brand new to 1 being nothing special but will get the job done. This ensures an easy and pleasant shopping experience, knowing exactly what you are going to get, while also providing great customer service and a quick delivery, so you can get to swinging as soon as possible. They also offer golf club cleaning services for those of us that don't have the time to do it or just are too lazy to do it for ourselves. And with the Wake Up Podcast promo, you will now get 10% off all purchases for using the promo code Wake Up Podcast in all lowercase letters. All clubs are already at a discounted price, but if you subscribe to their email newsletter as well, you'll get an additional 15% off your very first purchase. And on top of that, every other purchase afterwards, if you use the Wake Up Podcast promo, you'll receive 10% off your purchases after the initial 15%, which makes an already great deal even better. Inventory moves fast, so don't wait too long. Get to secondhandbirdies.com, subscribe to the email newsletter, get your 15% off your first purchase, get your 10% off every purchase after that using the code Wake Up Podcast, and get to swinging as soon as possible. Find quality clubs for less. Go to secondhandbirdies.com. Now, this conspiracy theory is brought to you by secondhandbirdies.com. It's getting a little chilly.
Oh,
It's an Antarctica theory. Another one. It's another one. This one, it's where the government and like global elites have set up like a utopian society, like hidden from the public. According to this theory, Antarctica isn't just a frozen wasteland, but a lush tropical paradise with temperate climates, vast resources, and even secret bases where the elite live in luxury. Proponents of this theory argue that the icy expanse of Antarctica is merely a facade hiding a paradise underneath. They claim that the global elite have secretly colonized Antarctica, creating a hidden haven for the ultra wealthy to live, far from the chaos of the rest of the world. Which would, I mean, you see people like Zuckerberg building these, that like $20 million underground like bunker, stuff like that. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy to think that. Anyway, some versions of this theory suggest that there are underground cities, advanced alien technologies, and even lush green landscapes thriving beneath the ice. The theory also ties into the idea that the public is misled about the true nature of the continent and that countries like the US, Russia, and others are in on the secret, which there is what's it called? it's like a peace treaty amongst all the countries that are actually there, because it's not just like the US doing all the science, it's all the countries there doing it. Well, not all, whoever can actually go there, like has the resources to make it there and do all that stuff. And they have a peace treaty, so nothing goes on there. There's no war or anything there, purely because they just have this treaty in place, because it's a desolate land, so they say. As a result, nobody is allowed to explore Antarctica freely, and the notion of an untouched frozen wasteland is just a cover-up for this hidden paradise. I have heard things like that, because when you go to Antarctica, I mean, you can only go to one region, right? You don't get to like, oh, I showed up in Antarctica and I just get in a car and I drive around or whatever. You're literally stuck in a certain area and you can only go to where they let you go. So, and it's not like, it'd be like people would argue like, oh yeah, but you'd be able to see it or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, if it's snowing in Michigan and it's not snowing in Indiana, we don't see Indiana. You know what I mean? Like, we can't see the green on the other side. You know what I mean? So it's like, they could just put it in a farther away. I mean, they've already got like things underground so they can do these different types of researches. It wouldn't surprise me if they were hiding something down there, because I mean, not a lot of people are just going to Antarctica to go to Antarctica. And when you do, you're met with a lot of security, protocols and different things like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think you think Antarctica is actually a paradise?
Well, from the people that I see down there, like scientists and whatnot, they seem to be pretty cold.
Well, yeah, that's the facade.
And then just past that is this beautiful tropical paradise.
Well, what I was saying was like, if it's snowing in Michigan, but it's not in Indiana, we can't see Indiana. And Antarctica is like one of the biggest continents in the world. So it's like, 20 miles, 50 miles down the road, or, what I mean, down the ice or whatever. It could just be just like a regular old, you know what I'm saying? And they've just been lying to us so that way they could keep it a secret.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. It's like, it sounds like it would be like an unbelievable type of theory, but at the same time, it's like you just said, it's like, I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that and to hide something from the rest of us too. I mean, they've obviously, with, all this stuff that comes out and NDAs ending and people like talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys ever watch like the CIA agents talking about, like, once their NDAs are done, they're like on podcasts and talking, not to say that it's all true, but at the same time, it's like, why did they have to sign an NDA? It's kind of like with like I said, like a hidden paradise, like beneath the ice almost. Like, I had actually seen a video where this guy worked at a Starbucks, and you're like, okay, it's just a Starbucks. But apparently it was underground, in these underground tunnels for celebrities and high profile people to get around without being seen or noticed or whatever. And and his NDA went up after like 10 years. So, and they were like, well, you just worked at Starbucks. Why'd you have to sign an NDA? He's like, because it was a secret Starbucks underground. And it's like, if they're just doing that just to, I mean, not to say that's true, not to say he's not just lying, but
exactly.
Right. I mean, that's very possible, but he also could be telling the truth too.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you got to be skeptical either way.
Yeah.
Because anybody could say, yeah, dude, I worked at a Big B, but I'm not allowed to say anything because it was for billionaires. I mean, like, right. Okay. No, I worked at the Dunkin' down there. You trust me.
Really? I was at the BK across the street.
They're like, at this one,
they love hash brown spears.
They're like, at this one, they still call it Beaner's coffee.
Yeah, no
kidding. Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
No
I know people who still call it that, but and they say it's because it's what I'm used to, and I'm like,
I mean, they changed the name pretty quickly.
I think you would just like to say
it wasn't like that was the name for like 10 years or anything. Like it was like a year maybe, and then everybody's like, "Oh, maybe you should change that."
Yeah. It was I mean, you can give it a couple,
maybe
right?
2, right?
Because the people I'm thinking of, there's one very close to where they work. There's 2 very close to where they work that a lot of people do things at, and so it was, hey, let's meet at the Beaners. To whatever, but like it's been way longer now that it's been Big B. So
Right.
now that you're still saying Beaners is like, take it easy.
Well, there used to be this
Dear
Brown family
Lord.
that lived right behind it in Marshall.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just assumed it was theirs. Like, whoa, dude.
Slow it down. I mean, dude, I wouldn't put it past the richest people in the world to build their own whatever.
Right.
In case things happen, or if they know things are happening. That's really the question. Do they know things are happening? Or are they doing this in case things are going to happen so they can protect themselves?
I mean, yeah.
I would think either way, something's being done.
Yes.
With those
They're
people
definitely
somewhat.
privy to more information than we are. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, because of their status and this and that. And I don't know if like that mean like, I mean, obviously they would put them on a higher echelon than us. But it's like, but how much more are they going to offer and compare? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these, like, obviously, like I'm thinking like actors and like, you know what I mean? Like the super rich don't really have I mean, I guess I don't know that for sure, but I was going to say, they don't really have like a ton of other like useful skills. It always seems like how they're portrayed anyway, in a lot of ways. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of them that have like useful skills outside of being just a really good actor.
We're like, wrestle me, bro.
Yeah, let's take this to the mat, man.
Let's see your skills on the mat, son.
I'm gonna start on all fours, and then I dare you to put a half in on me.
I dare you.
I try to put a half in on me, buddy. But yeah, I thought that one was a little bit interesting because it just kind of raises the question of like, it's like it's not believable, but like you wouldn't put it past them. You know what I'm saying? Which is what gives it legs.
Mm-hmm.
Is like it's unbelievable, that at the same time you can believe it. Probably how they felt about aliens, 30 years ago. It's unbelievable, level? But it's believable.
What's your believability level on this exactly?
From a 1 to 10?
Yeah.
10 being most believed.
Yeah.
Just to give it some variation, I'll give it an 8. Just because you just can't put it past them. It's something that you could definitely see happening. That could be a realistic scenario, but at the same time, you don't believe it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
99% of the world's population couldn't prove it.
Exactly.
Because we have the means to go
we're not just
check it out.
Right. And even if we did have the means to just go to, they're not going to let us like, oh, show me where the secret bunkers are. Like, oh, right this way, sir. Of course.
You made it, didn't you?
You're one of the elites, correct?
I am.
Have you seen our podcast?
Look at this ice pick. It's a real one.
So I would give it an 8 just purely based off of it's not a completely crazy theory.
I kind of wonder what's the cutoff line. Who is the last person? That'd be something to think about for another time. Like, who is the last famous person cut off from that? Is like Jason Segel just on this side of it. Jack Black. I don't know. I just, who's the last rich famous person that's just like, you're just not.
They're like, it's probably Tom Cruise. They just don't want him there.
No, Tom Cruise is in.
Yeah, Scientology.
Cruise is in, bro. Cruise is in.
That's fair.
Yeah. You ever see the interview with I don't know her real name, but Carrie from King of Queens?
Oh yeah, the
because she was in
Scientologist stuff?
and she talked about
There's a
how,
whole
like, Bill-
show they did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it was called Going Clear. I watched that documentary when it was on TV, and then I think she's done other stuff since. But yeah, very
Leah
Yeah.
Remini.
Yes, Leah Remini.
Leah Remini.
Or yeah, however you
it's
pronounce
good. It's interesting. I've always watched that Scientology stuff. I check that out because I'm like, yeah, these guys. These guys. I don't like them.
guys.
I don't like these guys.
it. Keeping us out of the algorithm.
Yeah, come on.
So, okay, well, awesome conspiracy. I like it. Can't wait for next week's.
Yeah, I got
It's
one.
gonna be darker.
It will be.
Yes.
And colder.
Ooh, I like that. Cliffhanger.
It might be a little cold. Be a little chilly.
Well, let's get into this last segment. Bills, balls, games. All right. Two truths, one lie is this week's game. All three of us are going to play here, and we're just going to do a couple so that nice quick game. Even though speed round last week went pretty well, so
That was good. That was good. We could do that now if you want.
I will bring that back next week.
All right.
I took time to. Next week is fine.
I took too much time. I had 8 minutes.
I had 8 minutes to figure it out.
So
We're using
are we
it.
just are we just doing? So what I think we should do to make it easy is you'll have your three. So just go 1, 2, 3, and then
And then you decide. Then you guys decide one.
And then we
guess.
And then the other people guess which one's a lie.
let's just get this going. All right,
Yeah.
Dean, you did the most research. You go.
I didn't do research. I had to think. That hurts my brain. All right.
That's the truth.
I feel like
a lie.
that's not the lie either. Okay. I don't know how great they are, or if you I don't know. All right, so we'll just go for it.
Just do it.
So my first truth is just tell you. Okay. I've never shaved my beard. I've eaten over approximately 5,000 calories in one day. I have a 50 states quarter collection.
Nerd.
I'm gonna go with 5,000 cows.
I'm gonna go with the first one.
Which
What
is
was
the first one?
The
I've never shaved my beard.
yeah, you've never shaved your beard.
That is correct.
What?
That's me.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
me,
So
right?
trimming doesn't count.
No, I'm talking completely shaved.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you know he's eating 5,000 calories. That's a
Oh, for
given.
sure. There's no
It's a
question.
lot.
I said approximately.
Is
That
it? You
doesn't-
almost ate a whole crock pot of Parmesan chicken.
I stopped myself before 2 at least.
Yeah, but 10 years ago you wouldn't have.
Well, what I'm thinking is like I'll get like a bunch of food.
I wouldn't have.
And then like there's been
I wouldn't
times
have.
where I've eaten like 2 pints of Ben and Jerry's afterwards. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
don't
I'm
know,
like I'm
5K
definitely
is
close.
So many.
But I've shaved my beard one time. So
you have shaved it.
I said I've never shaved my is the lie. I've never shaved my beard.
Uh-huh. He has a quarter collection. He has eaten 5,000 calories.
It's a quarter
I
collection.
knew you had the quarter thing.
Did you? I didn't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the one you guys would guess.
Well,
Do you want me to do both of them?
That is just. I was just like 5,000 is a high, just such a high number.
I said
then-
approx.
And then I'm like, never shaved. I was like, well, you've at least trimmed it down. So that's where I was at. But it is what it is.
I should have said
Bills-
completely shaved.
Bills gets a point because of whatever.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'll go. I'll go
All
right
right.
now, even though I'm not ready. Let's see. Let's see. Two truths and a lie. Let's see. Yikes! All right, my favorite video game is Super Mario 3. Okay. My most hated football team is the Chicago Bears. Football team overall.
Mhm.
And I am 5'4".
I'm gonna
So
go with
s-
5'4".
I also am gonna go with the 5'4".
You guys are rat bastards. I'm 5'4".
Oh, I thought you were 5'5".
I thought you were
Oh,
5'5"
thanks.
and a quarter or something.
Yeah,
or
I thought.
whatever.
Yeah, I remember you.
I'm
I'm
5'5",
5'5.75" or some shit.
I'm 5'4" and a half. I'm like 5'4" and a half or something.
Well, you're not 5'4".
Yeah, you're just a liar. This
You
is
always were in on the half or whatever.
I did. What was
No,
the second one? Because it's Super Mario
my-
Bros. 3 is your favorite, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I believe that.
No, just
Yeah.
gave that away. No, it's Ohio.
That's
State.
your first pick next week, Dean.
Ohio State's my most hated
Well,
football
not
team.
Super Mario's.
Go Super Mario 3 next week as number 1.
I think I have to.
I'm going with number 2 at minimum.
I figured that was gonna happen.
Now that it's out.
I figured that was gonna happen. So it's fine.
I'll leave it. Eddie
No,
can
I
have it if he
I
wants.
already
to.
had the pick I was going to take anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's Ohio State.
What did
by
you say
far.
about Ohio State? I missed-
Okay,
I
well
missed
that was
one
tricky
completely.
actually. Then
I said any football team.
yeah, no,
didn't
no,
clarify that.
exactly, no, that was tricky and good.
Oh,
That's
because
the right
you
way
hate
to
the
do it.
Bears more than
Yeah.
Ohio State.
No, he hates
Mm.
Ohio State more.
Say
That
more
was the
than
lie.
Cowboys.
The lie was the Bears.
I missed the second one completely. I'm not. Gonna
That
lie.
was the Bears. His least, the team he hates the most.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So neither of us got it.
It was believable.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go here. Well, the first one's gonna be the first. Okay. All right. So, I used to run from cops for fun. Used to plant thumbtacks next to places Dean walked,
I believe
and
that.
held a kid down and threatened his life if he called me the B word again.
Oh, this is tough.
It's the one with me in it. You didn't purposely set tax down. I don't. Well, it
Dude,
depends. Are you
if-
talking even one time or every time?
This
There's
is
no
a
way you did it
callback.
every
This is
time
a-
because,
this
like
is
I
a
said,
callback to last week's episode.
The lie.
Because
The lie.
how could it have happened so many times randomly?
I still think that's
The lie. Yeah, I think that's the lie too.
Well, you guys are wrong.
What?
No, you're right. You're.
I was like, what? Really?
I was like, it's just enough to where they might have to think about it for a second. Bill's up 2-1 to 0.
Let's go.
Dean, you're up.
All right.
I don't want. I'm announcing it like it's my game. It's Bill's boss game.
I'm gonna throw a little sports in here. All golf. All right. I've made an eyes closed putt from 20 feet. I've punch shot a ball under trees to 3 feet to the pin. And I outdrive all my friends.
You gotta classify your friends. It's like
general.
your buddies.
Whoever you want.
What was the first one? You from 20 feet putt?
Are we
I've made
friends?
an eyes closed putt
Eyes
from 20 feet.
closed.
No, you're
Are we
family. You're
Okay.
different.
All right, then number 1. Oh no, wait.
I'm gonna go with the
Number 2.
yes. No, I'm gonna go with the driver. I'm gonna go with the driver.
The one where I outdrive all my friends.
Yeah.
That is the lie. Did you know as soon as I started talking?
No. I was like, wait, because I didn't want to go with the punch one. I was like, I don't know why I switched to that. I was like, that was the one I think has happened for sure.
The funny thing about that punch shot though,
Oh, Taylor. Dang it.
Taylor. Well, I have a buddy. His name's Brent too, and he hits it. Dude, he crushes the ball. But the punch shot. The funny thing about that punch shot is it took this small gap. I was like maybe 180 yards out, or no, not that's too far. 150 out, and
it's always further the more you tell the story. Right?
perfect. Yeah, yeah. Next week it'll be 200.
Exactly.
But cut it between these trees. Beautiful shot. I look over. I'm like, "Did you guys see that?" None of my buddies saw it. The dude on the tee over was like, when I lined up the shot, they're like, "Oh, he's going for it." And then I hit. He's like, "Nice shot." And I looked back. I was like, "You guys see that?" And none of them saw it. They're like, "Oh," they just saw the ball next to the hole. They're like, "Nice shot, though." Like, you guys, man. I don't care where it landed. You just seen the shot.
I got two shots that makes me want to talk about. One was one of the first years I was golfing. I think it was me, Bill, and Dan Viso. I hit this shot out of the bunker within 10 feet of the pin, and everybody thought I threw it. And I was so upset because I'm like, that's the only good shot I had that day. And everybody thought I just threw it. And I'm like, there's no way I can't prove it because nobody watched.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, that was the best shot of my life at the time. Yeah. And then the other one, I think Bill was there when I dropped it in from like 50 or 60 out. What used to be a par 5 is now a par 3 at all one downs.
Yeah.
And that was clearly the highlight of any golf shot I've ever had.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know it was in until we got up to the green. I was in the rough. I just
swung.
Just gave
it
it
out.
Yeah.
Just trying to get it out. Yeah.
I think I dropped it. It might have been a bird. It was like a birdie on a par 5.
Yeah. Right,
like I was lucky to have it happen.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to stick with the same subject. I think I'm going to stick with, we'll do sports related, but it's not all going to be golf. So first one would be, there was 2 seasons where I played as many softball games as I did as like an MLB team played regular season games.
Yeah. Okay.
The second one would be I've made an eagle. And the third one would be let me make sure I have. Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure.
Make sure. Right. Yeah.
What's that?
I said to make sure the lie was. That's a believable lie. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. I've made an eagle, and then the third one would be that I have shot a 81.
I believe you've made
one time. Only one time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you've shot an 81. There's the lie.
One time.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Either way.
I definitely believe you've played.
Fools. I played only 161 games.
I was gonna say, I remember that summer, and I was like, this guy's playing softball like it's like
dude,
it's
you were
his
playing
career.
like 6 nights a week.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Is that the lie?
Yeah. No, it was the 81.
The 81. Okay, so me and Dean both got a point there.
That when you
it's all tied up at 2. I'm the only one who can't win this game.
My lowest was an 85.
Yeah, so you determine the winner here.
Humble brag.
Yeah, I do. All right, and I think this is a good one because all of them are very believable.
Or 87. I don't. 74.
I have been kicked out of a bowling alley. I have been kicked out of McDonald's, and I have been kicked out of a movie theater.
Oh man, that is believable. Those are all believable.
Those are all believable. I was like, this is a good one. This is a good one to do.
Okay. All right, bowling alley, McDonald's, and theater.
And a movie theater. Yep.
I'm going to go with the movie theater because you like movies.
Yeah, but I don't think he likes them too much to get kicked out of the theater. I could see you like when
you think about it.
jumping into like the ball
from
pit or something.
any movies from. I mean, I went to my first movie without a parent, 5th or 6th grade.
I still don't believe that though. I still don't think you would get kicked out.
I've been to a bowling alley by myself, 5th or 6th grade and higher.
Yeah,
McDonald's,
we know you.
same thing.
I'm gonna go with the bowling alley. Oh, no. I'm gonna go with the McDonald's. No. I'm gonna go with the bowling alley. Bowling alley. It was McDonald's, wasn't it? Damn it.
Bill, are you locked in on movie theater?
Yeah.
Bill wins. Bill's balls games.
Was it
Yeah.
the fucking?
Yeah.
It was the movie theater's the only place I haven't been kicked out of those 3. Bowling alley, I did the diving.
Bowling alley's a
crap.
given.
I did the
Crap.
diving throw
I
down
was
half
I
the
was
lane.
picking which one you did get kicked out of.
Oh, you would have been right there for sure.
Because I was literally saying the movie theater is the only place I don't see you getting kicked out of. And I was saying that to myself.
Well, you messed it up.
So you definitely got kicked out of one of the other places.
And I know you've been kicked out of multiple fast
Actually,
food restaurants.
Bowling alley and McDonald's were the same night, so.
I win. I win Bill's balls game.
I refuse to get kicked out of a movie theater. I do love movies too much.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I knew it. I was right, but I was wrong. That's crazy.
Bill wins. Bill's balls
There
game.
you go. There you go, Bill.
It was like the closest game as you could get, 3 to 2 to 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I'm so happy. What a spring break.
A magical spring break for Bill. Good for
Magical
you.
spring break. So, all right, that was fun. It's nice that all of Eddie's were either getting kicked out or just
Running from the cops.
cops.
Well, I was like, let's use some stuff that's like going to be pretty tough to choose from. I mean, I guess the
Totally.
thumbtacks. I just thought Dean might think enough.
It was
Where it was like, you know what? He was an asshole.
No,
enough.
because there was a bunch of times where nobody was there. And I stepped on these tacks. So I know unless you literally planned it hours before.
Which is possible.
Would you put that? Honestly, I wouldn't put that past me around that time.
Look
mean,
at
yeah.
this idiot. He's stepping on tacks. He doesn't even know it's me.
Dude, they just be like in the carpet and just step on it. The worst, man.
It's random, right? I've already
This is
confessed.
actually, I
that,
did
so
one
I don't know what I'm
with
doing
3
now.
Like I had 3
Yeah,
truths.
I did
from
3
that
truths.
one. You son of a bitch.
You know what made
Oh,
me
that's
think of
funny.
it? And this is messed up. And we should talk about it here. It was the booger thing. That's what made me think about it when you brought it up last week. I'm like, I wonder if he thinks I did that because of the booger thing.
No. Fucking dude. Terrible.
Oh, dude. I'm so
Alright.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is my last episode.
The way your face was person. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this week. Great conspiracy,
That's so
great
messed
game.
So wrong.
Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. If you are watching, please hit that
He's
like,
"I thought that funny."
subscribe. Yeah, he's so upset. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment what your big 3 supervillains are.
They were all lies.
If you, yeah, they're all
They were
if
all
you
lies.
if you happen to score in 2 truths and a lie, and do you think Antarctica is a billionaire oasis? So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're on Spotify and or any other audio streaming platform, everyone have a great week, and we will see you next time on Wake Up with the Sleepy Boys podcast. Sayonara.